Alright guys, for those of you who have yet to be informed or watch my most recent videos, the Avatar franchise is back in business. And not just that live action Netflix adaptation I'm sure we are all dreading. No, Avatar will be returning to us all as an animated series and movie, potentially multiple of each. Now, more details can certainly be found in those aforementioned videos, but here's the thing. Although we may expect to venture forth into the Avatar world once more, we have no idea in what capacity that will be just yet. And as such, the obvious question of more Last Airbender or more Legend of Korra has surely risen in the minds of many fans, myself included. Now, let's be honest with ourselves. For the most part, those of you who may find yourselves asking this sort of question more than likely have some sort of personal bias and or preference towards one over the other. And if we are to be even more frank than that, most of you want to see more Airbender and hope we don't go anywhere near the story of Korra. And as much as I can understand this sentiment, trust me, I do, I don't exactly share the same feelings. And my reasoning is simple. You see, my biggest gripe with the Legend of Korra series, more than anything else, happens to be the trampling and desecration of the pre-established, the essence of the world that encapsulated many of us with the original series. In no sense do I feel a sequel series has to abide by the rulings and or conformities of its predecessor, but at a certain point I find it may be a bit much for fans to bear. That being said, when the series played to its own strengths, rather than uprooting that which we knew from the original work, it was phenomenal. Objectively speaking, Book 3 of The Legend of Korra was pretty great, simply put. And so if we are to see more of that, I will personally be rather satisfied. I'm not exactly someone who goes into new projects expecting to be fulfilled in ways previously done by predating works. That to me is a bit too unreasonable. And as such, I imagine that once again, as I have said with a previous video, with a proper budget and allocation of resources, coupled with self-awareness of prior shortcomings and a willingness to execute in ways that worked, a Korra continuation of some sort could be wonderful in its own right. And really, I feel that you and I should expect more Korra to come. Why? Well, for all those who loathe the series, there are so many who adore it, plain and simple. The modern resurgence of the Avatar franchise was not due to The Last Airbender's popularity alone. The Legend of Korra performed incredibly well on streaming platforms just the same, and has additionally sustained a rather successful comic run. And with all that being said, at the end of the day, The Last Airbender is the colossus that started it all. Straight up, they would be complete idiots not to further the stories of Aang and the gang in some way, shape, or form. Some sort of follow-up to me is a given. There is really no way around it. Now, something I could certainly imagine happening would be a combined use of the two. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, seeing as we will be receiving a theatrical film first and foremost, what they could do would be the introduction of a sort of multi-generational threat. Something that requires the attention of the original Team Avatar, perhaps being quelled for a time, only to resurface in the age of Korra to finally be defeated. Or perhaps left to a third successor, the earth-bending Avatar to succeed Korra, making way for a series of their own. Something I imagine would be a really great segue and serve to hopefully satisfy all fans of the franchise. Now, admittedly, for a concept such as this, certain complications arise when it comes to Korra's communication with her past lives on account of Book 2. But where there's a will, there is a way. But what do you guys think? For me, an original Avatar work is unquestionable and pretty much a certainty. And although a Korra work is unlikely to replace or supersede this need, there is no reason to believe more Korra isn't to come as well in some sense, even if only to rectify previous story beats. Now, as for how they may go about properly furthering the respective tales of these heroes, that is a discussion for another time. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, as there is plenty more where that came from. So for even more regular Avatar videos, some of the best you'll find on the platform, be sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications on. As always, I am SliceofOtaku. Thank you all so much for watching and have an awesome day. I love you.